everyone, Arlynn here. Welcome back to my Country Craft Corner. How in the world are you guys doing today? It is so good to see you again, and thank you so much for coming back by to see what I'm up to. And I'm up to episode, I don't even know, of my 2018 Christmas Decor series. And today, I'm really excited about today. I'm excited about today because I get to put back together one of my very favorite crafts from last year, and that is the lantern that goes on our dining room table. This one is done up in light and airy and beautiful colors of silvers and whites and light blues. And I have all the parts and pieces all ready to go, and all I have to do is just put it back together. So this video probably will not be extremely long, but hopefully you're gonna really like what I'm recreating today. So without further ado, I'm gonna turn this camera around and get it pointed in a direction where you can watch me work, and we are going to put back together my dining room lantern, and we're gonna doll it all up really pretty and bright for Christmas. Be right back in just a second. Alrighty, here we go. As you can see, I've got kind of all the parts and pieces here, but I did want to explain, you know, you all always give me a hard time and say I never give myself credit for anything that I do on, like for my bows and whatever. I always give Julie Schumacher. I try to, you know, give her a nod and a thanks for, you know, I don't know whether she created it, but that's where I learned how to do the funky bow. You know, I put my own spin on it too, but that's where I learned the basic concept was from Julie, and I so very much appreciate that. But as far as I know, as I've said before, I don't think that anybody else did lantern centerpieces the way that I do them. So I feel like I can kind of take credit, if you will, for the lantern centerpiece. So, and I'm sure many other people in the past have done this too. But I just want to explain my process real quick to you, and we're going to put together this lantern centerpiece. I make all of my lantern centerpieces in trays for my kitchen table and my dining room table, and I also make them in you know, smaller trays in other parts of my house too. But my two main tables, of course, this year, as you saw, I have those really pretty red lanterns from Walmart. So I didn't do a lantern centerpiece for my kitchen table this year, but in keeping with tradition, I'm definitely going to do the same thing again on my dining room table. And my two staple pieces, what I call my staple pieces, which what I mean when I say staple pieces, it's an accent piece that I reuse throughout the year for every single lantern centerpiece I do for my dining room table. I use the same tray and the same lantern, and usually the same candle. You know, I usually use a 9-inch Luminara candle, but this time I'm changing it out to this candle, this spiffy candle, to make it a little bit more festive with, you know, for Christmas. But that's the reason I call them my staple pieces, is because I reuse them all through the year, and I don't rebuy lanterns and trays every time I make a lantern centerpiece. So same goes for this one. This is what I had all dressed up for fall. I've taken it all apart, and now we're going to dress it up for Christmas. Okay, I got the tray at Hobby Lobby several years ago, though, you guys. I haven't seen it in there as of late, so I'm not sure you could find one, but any tray would do. This is a nice heavy tray with a mirrored bottom. Then this lantern came from, actually this one came from a country store over in Harrisonburg, Virginia, called Country Treasures. And it is a big, beautiful lantern. It's 20 inches tall by 10 inches by 10 inches by 10 inches by 10 inches. Lantern centerpiece in an oil rub bronze, which is what all of our hardware is. Our chandeliers are all oil rub bronze. Our handles on our doors are oil rub bronze. So I like to bring oil rub bronze in wherever I can. So that is what I'm using. It looks like I hit the candle on there to clean that. Anyway, let's get started doing this lantern. The very first thing I do is I just put up, this is just a placemat. You know, I got this at Home Goods in a set of 4. So this is just a placemat, and I like to, you know, protect the mirror, and I also like to, you know, it helps to hold the lantern still when I place it on the tray. I'm going to decorate the inside of the lantern first because this does have a lip on it. And once I get the inside decorated, it's, you know, sometimes not fun to try to get back to the inside of the lantern. So I'm going to go ahead and decorate up the inside just a bit. I'm not going to go over the top. Let me get that cleaned off a minute. Thought I had it all nice and clean. I missed a spot, obviously. And every time I redo my lantern centerpieces too, I do take the opportunity to clean it up really nice, you know? I think Sam must have gotten it back there. This boy, he can throw his, what we call flugers, his slobber, everywhere. There we go. All right. As you see, I took apart my centerpiece and I labeled, let me show you here, all of my Ziploc bags. Dining room lantern. All of this is the parts and pieces for this one lantern. Dining room lantern. Dining room lantern. Somewhere here there's a dining room lantern inside Decor. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. This year I'm going to use this. It looks like a little plate stand, and I think I picked it up from I know I picked this up from Hobby Lobby just a few weeks ago, and it was like $8 and 50% off. And I am going to use this year. I didn't have this last year. I am going to use it this year to lift this candle up. I remember whatever I used last year was very tippy, and every time I went to, you know, do something with it, I was always worried that it was going to fall over. So I'm really glad to have that. It gives me a little bit more space for that candle to, you know, to move around on if it needs to. So I'm not going to worry too much about seeing the white, but I do want to kind of decorate around the bottom. So I'm just going to use whatever I had last year. I'm probably not going to add anything to this. I'm just going to kind of fill in the corners. Here we go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Here we go. That looks pretty in there. All right, the next thing, so there's one Ziploc bag down. Hopefully we'll end up with all empty Ziploc bags. I'm telling you guys, the glitter war is real. Let's pull this tray over here. We're going to center the lantern on the tray. And yes, I do measure it at times. I think I've mentioned this before. I put a whole arrangement together one time and it was completely off kilter because I hadn't taken the time to center the lantern. So I do measure right about 6 inches. That's about right. Okay, now the first thing I want to do is put some leaves down. And then I'm going to layer those lights. See those lights? They are LED lights and they shine blue, which is the color I'm after. I don't rightly remember what I did last year, but I think it's probably I was anchoring my corners with them. I would imagine. I don't know how many I have here. Alrighty, there's a good start. Now, I think I want to snug these lights in next. I got these lights. Remember, I got these at Michael's. I think this is like the 3rd year I've used them in my lantern here. I'm going to put in, and they are LED lights, as I said, but they shine so beautifully blue in there. I'm going to snug this box right up against the side so that I know right where it is on the left side, and then I'm going to try to figure out how I have these in here. Phew, got them. Okay, next, of course I'm still tweaking. I'm going to anchor my corners like I always do. And I don't know why I say it like that. I don't know whatever made me think of anchoring my corners. But it just makes me feel better to have something in each corner. You know? So I just bought these Christmas ornaments from Hobby Lobby last year. And they are what is going to anchor the corners. Got 2 pieces, and I have a Noel and a Joy. So I put the 2 pieces at the opposing corners there. Okay, so there's another bag, empty. Do the flowers next. All right. 2, 3, 4 flowers. That tells me I had 1 in the front. People often ask me how my flowers make it in the Ziploc bags throughout the year. Look, you can tell they're fine. They might need a little fluffing, but not too bad, really. These, but you can tell they work out just fine. This is all just the filler. And I can see already where I need these. Neat. I'm going to say these went right like this. That is the bottom. I'm going to turn this around. This one corner is making me a little nuts. Of course, I will tweak a little bit more, I'm sure, once I get it on the table. But the very last thing to do is to add in my funky bow swag that I made last year. And as you can see, it came out beautifully again. And it looks like I just kind of slid it right off. I'm not even going to untie it, I don't think. Well, yeah, I am. Get it in a position where you can see. And as you can see, I just simply tied everything into the pipe cleaner that I closed the bow with last year. And I'll count the number of loops. I don't think this was a huge funky bow. And there we go. buff it out a little bit. And this, as you know, matches the bow topper. Most of it does. This I don't think is in the bow topper on my little Christmas tree out there. How pretty, huh? Soft and pretty and just, oh, I just love this. This, I'm gonna cry, you guys. My mama's favorite color was this blue. She loved, and I remember last year, I think when I made this, actually, I had gotten touched thinking about how much I wish she could see this. I wish she could see my YouTube channel. I wish she could see. And I know she does from heaven, but you know what I mean. Anyway, pretty. Soft and pretty. I'll be back for some final words, you guys, in just a minute. Everyone, way over here, sitting way over here. I thought I would do my final words, even though I am kind of far away. I'm hoping I can crop this down a little bit, but I wanted for you to see almost the whole table here. And of course, I'll take the camera off of the tripod and I'll take a video, you know, around the table. But this really makes such a lovely statement in here. And if you can see the tree behind me, it pairs beautifully with this little white tree. So my dining room is finished, you guys. It is completely done, completely decorated for Christmas. Woohoo! I'm very happy about that. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I know it really wasn't me creating too much. Instead, I was recreating something that I had created last year. And it held up beautifully in the bins, and it worked out beautifully again this year. I'm thrilled with it, absolutely thrilled with it. I wouldn't change one thing. I would not change one thing about it. So that's a good thing. Sometimes I'm like, what was I thinking? You know, this one, I don't think that. I'm very happy with it. So that's it for this one. Instead, I will come back. I'm going to do my final words here, and then I will come back and show you a video just to Christmas music of this lantern and the table, and you know how it pairs with the tree. But let me just say, I hope that those of you who are suffering or struggling with a catastrophic illness or chronic pain, I hope that you have someone there with you, taking care of you, spending their days with you, helping you make your days the very best that they can be. I hope there's nothing weighing on your minds or your hearts, pulling your attention away from where you want it to be or where it should be. I love y'all to bits, hugs all around, and I keep you in my thoughts and my prayers every single day. And remember, in crafting, there are no mistakes, only unique creations. So I'll just say, until next time, I'll be right back with one more video though. Y'all take good care. Bye-bye.